Happy Valentine's Day, the day of love. I know it's a big thing here in North America. I don't know if it is where you are in your country, but on this day, it's generally a big deal between two people, couples, and lots of flowers and chocolates are exchanged, and many, many dinner reservations are made as well as people go out and go out on the town that night. I'm going to talk about a different love, and that is self love. There's, of course, a scientific fact that everything is vibrating, even something that seems so solid. In it, the molecules are actually vibrating and moving. So when you have love for yourself, confidence, uh, gratitude, inner peace, you vibrate very, very highly. If you have guilt and self doubt and don't really like yourself, that's giving off quite a low vibration. So I'm not talking about the ego. I'm not talking about narcissism when I say self love as you cultivate it for yourself, as you follow through with the things that you've promised yourself and become non negotiable about how the new you acts when the thing that they have is already in their existence. Like that person who is healthy, as I said before, isn't going to sit on the couch eating nachos and watching Netflix. That person is going to be non negotiable about getting out for a walk every day and maybe eating apples or a salad every day and getting their greens. So self-love and winning your own self-love is a very, very big deal. And we're going to just talk a little bit about the science behind it. And again, I do have to read this because it's very, very interesting that when you practice self-love, your brain releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, boosting your mood and overall well-being. These high vibrations strengthen your aura, making you more magnetic to positivity. They shift your mindset, helping you focus on opportunities instead of limitations. And they actually increase your energy flow, allowing abundance to reach you more easily and faster. Self-love isn't just about feeling good. It biochemically transforms your energy field, raising your vibration in a way that attracts more of what you desire. A few more things about self-care are, instead of saying I'm not enough, say something like I am worthy of all good things. Instead of saying I'll never be successful, say success flows effortlessly to me. Your words carry energy. Speak love into existence. Prioritize self-care. When you look after yourself, the universe sees that you value yourself. So whether it's meditation, exercise, eating better, or just having more rest, giving yourself a nap during the day without feeling guilty, honoring yourself increases your vibration. And also, when you release negativity and set boundaries, you are again doing yourself a favor. So let go of those toxic relationships, the negative self-talk. Catch yourself when you're negatively self-talking to yourself. And one thing that I was told, and this is an old trick, is actually keeping a rubber band, just a little rubber band around your wrist. And whenever you find yourself talking negatively to yourself, like, I can't do it, I'm too old, just snap that elastic. And it just gives a little bit of a, a little bit of a jolt, not painful, but eventually you'll become sensitized to when you are speaking negatively to yourself, because we can be doing it totally self-consciously. We can be doing it and not even notice it. And our brain is just going on and recycling the same thing like a broken record over and over again. So we have to even, number one, start to notice when we're doing it. And if you find yourself noticing that you're doing that, give that elastic band just a little snap on your wrist, and you'll snap out of it and start to raise your vibrations by turning those negative phrases backwards and giving yourself the benefit of anything that you undertake, that you will be successful, that you're always in the right place at the right time, that you are worthy, and say to the universe, I am abundant. Why not me? I am truly worth it. Hey, Tanse, hello. If you're enjoying these videos that have to do with Eagle Heart manifestation, I would love it if you would subscribe and like them so that I can do even more on my podcasts. And how about practicing gratitude for yourself? So instead of being just grateful for things around you, try, I am grateful for my strength and my resilience. I love the way I show up for myself every day. Gratitude instantly shifts you into a higher frequency. And when your vibration is high, manifesting becomes effortless because you are vibrating quickly and as fast as the high vibrational things that you want to bring into your life. You're a match. It's the law of attraction. Like gravity, it is a law that like attracts like. And there's even a phenomena that if you strike a tuning fork and there's another tuning fork of the same calibrated metal, of the same tune, that fork, when you vibrate it, the other one that is calibrated the same way, that's close by but in the room but a ways away, will actually start to vibrate as well as that first tuning fork. Interesting, isn't it? So keep your vibration high. Naturally attract loving relationships this way. Opportunities and abundance flow to you with ease. You radiate confidence, making people and success gravitate toward you. And once again, I'll say the universe responds to the way that you treat yourself. The more you love, appreciate, and honor yourself, the faster and more powerfully your manifestations come to life. I used to think about buying flowers for myself and having them by my computer, but I always felt guilty about it. I was thinking, or when you go to buy yourself that's maybe a little bit more expensive, have you ever felt that little twinge of guilt? Well, don't do that anymore. If we're talking money here and abundance, just imagine as you hand the money out for a beautiful bouquet of flowers, you're raising your own vibration and you're putting that money into the flow of the universe. That money is paying for somebody to grow those flowers and harvest them, the truck driver who brought them to that grocery store where you bought them. Don't begrudge giving that money away. Just tell yourself that you're putting it into circulation and it will come back to you probably twice as much. Put that money out into the universe and it will come back to you. Giving and receiving are a closed circle. I'm going to switch gears a little bit now and talk about an elder that I interviewed and that I absolutely fell in love with. And his name was Dominique Habitant, and he lived up north. And I'm just going to show you a picture of him. Like, what is not to love about this man? He was just a beautiful, beautiful person. And when I first met him, I did a cold call. I just heard about him and I went and found where he lived and knocked on his door. And it was about 35 below that day. And we got to talking. We had some tea, and he knew that the book that I was writing would be for generations to come, that his words would be uh, written down for all of the ages, for time to come. So at one point he said, "I want to take you out on my trap line." And I wasn't too sure about even going out of the house anymore that day. They had given me a place to stay in the basement, but I trusted Dominique already, Mr. Dominique Habitant, who I had a francophone housemate at one point, and when Dominique Habitant called, the message that my roommate wrote down was, "Mr. Happy Time called." And he really was Mr. Happy Time. He was always, always laughing. But to make a long story short, he took me out to where his trap line was. It took about 15 minutes to get out there. We left his truck running because it was so cold. We thought it might not start again. And he dug a hole in, well, I guess it was a depression in the snow. It was about 6 feet in diameter or 6 feet long, and it was kind of an oval shape. And he did that really quickly, and then he went and with his axe cut down some really skinny spruce trees. So we're talking poles here. And he put the poles along one side of that oval, put canvas over that, lit a fire, and the heat circulated from the fire across that roof that he had made and back into that oval depression that kind of snow hut, half snow hut that we were sitting in. We cooked chicken on the fire, we made tea, and we also had some bannock dough from his wife. And he told me that when he was on his trap line and sleeping in a depression like that, he said it with a wolf howling or the wind blowing in the trees, he would be sleeping very, very cozily in a rabbit skin blanket. And he said, "You can never get cold when you have one of those." He thought that it was the best hotel room in the whole world. And again, I just loved him for that. He had very, very simple tastes, but he knew what he liked and he knew what he was all about. He was a very, very successful trapper and an excellent storyteller. And so, as I said, he would call me and tell me stories in the middle of the week. And after I had my son, he would call me even more often and ask how my son was doing. And I can't leave this Valentine's Day episode without gifting you with a story. And this is a story about Sijoli, who was an ancestor of Dominique's. Again, a medicine man. And it was a time when people were living on the land, obviously, and Dominique's beaver people were one time intimidated or attacked by a band of Cree. And it was customary for the enemy to circle the encampment of the beaver and then taunt them and wear them down, yell through the night. And it was just really kind of psychic warfare, should we say, or, they were just putting the people into terror. And somebody went to Sijoli and asked him to do something about it. So Sijoli told everyone to gather in his teepee and to wear their warmest clothing. So they all gathered, and Sijoli prayed and, as we say, did his medicine wording. And here is what I wrote in the book. The Cree were surrounding the beaver camp. The people could hear them in the bush all around, and everyone was scared. Shots could ring out at any time, and the enemy would take over. Sijoli, when everybody was gathered in that teepee, got a birch bark bowl, a big one. He spread out a moose hide and put the bowl on that. He started to sing, pronounce his medicine wording, and after a while, one by one, bullet shells began to appear from the air and drop down into that bowl, one by one, until what was happening was they were the bullets of the Cree's rifles, and pretty soon those guys had no more bullets. Then the people realized that it was storming and getting colder and colder by the minute. So Sijoli actually also made it cold and stormy, and that's why he told the people to dress up as warmly as they could. So the Cree couldn't handle the weather, and they backed off and went back to their own home fire. A beautiful medicine story, one that, again, lets you know that with your spirit guides, with spirit power, with positive thinking, with building yourself up with self-love, all of these things, you can bend reality. These weren't miracles to these people, to my people, to Dominique's people. They were a way of life. And you can put these ancient practices into use yourself. So start with self-love tomorrow on Valentine's Day, or today, Valentine's Day, if you're listening to this on this beautiful, heartful day. Love yourself, spread the love to other people, and be happy and be well. Kinan Skomitan, thanks for listening. Hi. We'll talk to you soon.